Welcome to A Taste of AZ podcast. Before we jump into today's episode, we want to invite you to grab your tickets to our upcoming festival on January 31st. Head to atasteofaz.com right now to grab your tickets, and while you're there, make sure to subscribe to our email newsletter, subscribe to our magazine, and check out some of our recent articles. Now, let's get into today's episode.
All right, dude, we're rolling. We have our creosote properly staged. Actually, now it's properly staged.
Oh, nice. Blocking the equipment.
Blocking the equipment, probably clogging some holes up there that are important. But dude, I got that thing in 2017, so it's already had a life of it. It's 600 episodes recorded on that bad boy.
Wow, dude.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I forget to sit back sometimes like, oh, man, because with Tap That AZ, I think I had 387 episodes.
Wow.
And then with this, we're like 215 maybe.
Man.
Yeah.
That's incredible. I think I was looking at doing a podcast, and I was looking at the success rates of podcasts.
Yeah.
And I think it's something like over 95% of all podcasts have fewer than 10 listens.
Yeah.
So straight up,
okay,
the vast ocean of all podcasts, put like 1, 2, 3 episodes in there, get no listens, and then they quit.
Yeah. I mean,
Isn't that crazy?
It is. Yeah.
That means like the 5-10% of people are producing the majority of listens, not content. Listens, because there's so much content out there that just doesn't get looked at.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that is wild, man.
So you're way ahead of the curve, my man.
I like to think of myself as a trailblazer of sorts. Well, Shane from Tucson Foodie, dude, thank you for, we've been trying to do this for a while. We both got really fun stuff going on, but it keeps us busy. Mm-hmm. We're 2 hours away from each other, so it's not as, I'm glad we're here.
Me
That's
too.
What I'm trying
I'm
to
glad
say,
you're down here.
Yeah.
Welcome to Tucson.
Dude, I love it.
And welcome to JoJo's.
Yeah. And we don't know the cat's name, but we might have a cat jump up here in front of us a little bit. He's been drinking our water. But yeah, dude, this place is, this to me is like Tucson, right? Like these outdoor spaces, like rustic kind of feel like there's some heart and soul here.
There's a lot of history too. Actually, I don't remember the history of here, but the oldest building in Tucson is literally next door.
Oh, really?
And these are all old adobe homes that were converted into stores. And then the restaurant's right here in the middle with the courtyard.
Yeah.
And yeah, it seems very Tucson to me.
Yeah, for sure. Nice pick, man. Nice pick. So yeah, dude. So we're going to talk about like what you guys have going on. There's a ton of stuff going on in Tucson with what you guys do. Tucson Doobie. I don't know if you want to talk about that, but
happy to.
I love that. So, well, let's start. I always start off with, are you originally from Arizona?
No, sir. I grew up in rural Missouri.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. I
moved here about 10 years ago. Ohio?
So, yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So you moved here how long ago?
I've been here for 10 years.
Okay. Gotcha. So what was Shane the kid like in rural Missouri? What was your dreams and aspirations?
Oh, wow. Well, I grew up pouring concrete with my dad and cleaning houses with my mom.
Yeah.
Went to Catholic school for a few years and then couldn't afford that anymore, so they moved me to public school. I was an only child, and when I got home, I went down to the creek. Yeah. And just rode my bike off into nature and played in the creeks and threw rocks around and played soccer. And it was a great childhood. It was like a classic Midwestern, only child, little lonely.
Yeah. But I
had a great time.
But you had, I'm sure, like rural, you had forest around you and stuff. Like that was the best, dude.
Defiance, Missouri.
Yeah.
That's the city, Defiance.
Okay.
Yeah, I grew up in kind of a farm town. In fact, the land that my dad built our house on was a farm right before that.
Okay.
But yeah, like kids in high school had rifles mounted to the back of their trucks, like in the parking lot of high school. Like it wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
Just like, oh, it's hunting before school.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dead beer in the trunk or in the bed of the truck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I feel like you're describing much. I pictured like my high school parking lot, and we didn't have mounted rifles on the trucks, but I think that's probably because they didn't think about it, is what it was. Yeah. So what did you have like an idea of what you wanted to do, like from an early age? Like what was your path?
I thought I was going to be an actor.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
When I went to school, I enrolled as a theater major, and that's when I found out I was pretty terrible at that. Okay. So I switched to business at the recommendation of my counselor.
Where was this at?
This was at Truman State University in northern Missouri.
Okay.
The Hartford of the Midwest.
Yeah.
They actually trademarked that phrase.
Did they really?
Isn't that crazy?
The Harvard of the Midwest?
Yeah.
Dude, that's
they
awesome.
sold shirts and stuff.
Yeah. What was their justification for that?
It was harder to get in. It was smaller. I think the main reason it was like brick with ivy.
Okay.
It kind of looked like an Ivy League school,
Yeah.
but it was a tiny little like 4,000 person college it was a teacher's college originally.
Okay.
In Kirksville, Missouri, middle of nowhere, kind of a lot of Amish country.
Yeah.
So it wasn't the Harvard of the Midwest by any little liberal arts school. But yeah, I switched to business. I didn't really know what I was going to do after that. I've just kind of jumped all over the place. I went into banking for a while, and then I did like a good 6-7 years in tech startups. I worked at a nonprofit in entrepreneurial education. Then I started my own nonprofit, which was kind of like a data analysis company.
Okay.
And then I did some economic development stuff, and then I ran a venue in Atlanta, and then I did some corporate innovation consulting, and then I worked for the University of Arizona teaching empathy to professors.
Teaching empathy to professors?
That's right. And then Tucson Foodie, I became a fan of Tucson Foodie myself when I moved here. Actually, my story with Tucson Foodie is, I moved here against my will.
Okay.
To be near my daughter.
Okay.
And I didn't think I wanted to be here. But when I got here, I went through like 3 weeks of like feeling bad about myself. And then I found, this is a true story, I found Tucson Foodie on Instagram. And I started finding really good food. And then some of my first friends were people who worked at restaurants.
Okay.
And it was part of my falling in love journey with Tucson. Tucson Foodie was. So I became a subscriber and a fan myself. And, fast forward, I don't know, 7 years or so, COVID hit. And the articles on Tucson Foodie started to decrease.
Okay. Yeah.
And the whole staff got laid off. And the guy who started it, Adam Larman, lost all of his revenue in 24 hours when the mayor shut down all the restaurants.
Oh, shit.
Because he had one revenue stream, which was charging for content.
Okay.
Right? And he had a couple small things, but that was the majority of the line. It just went to zero.
Yeah.
And he had been working at it for 7-8 years or something, right? So he was burned out too.
Yeah.
So I got a hold of him and was like, we got to save Tucson Food. It's really important. It's huge. The audience is massive.
Yeah.
On a good month, half the city will read it.
Dang.
It's huge. It gets
like now or then or both? Or like, I mean, obviously you've probably grown it.
Now.
Yeah.
But at the time, quite a bit, like 30-40%.
Yeah.
Everybody knows it.
Sure.
Massive unique visitors and page views. So it had this huge audience already built in. But he had never converted it to a community. So that was the opportunity I saw.
Okay. Yeah.
So I was trying to help him sell it to some other big kind of media companies in town, and it was going slow. And he was like, why don't you buy it? You seem really passionate about Tucson Foodie. And I was like, dude, yes.
Yeah.
I just said yes immediately because I had like 10 ideas in my head about how to launch new revenue streams and make this thing work.
Yeah.
And so it was an emotional decision, but it's been so much fun. Never thought I'd be in food. No background in culinary, no background in media.
Yeah.
But I've started 5 companies and I'm good at like figuring stuff out. And
yeah,
it's been hard.
Sure.
Yeah. It's been really hard, but I think 3 years in, we've figured it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is an interesting one, right? Because it's an industry that's notorious for being super challenging for like, they say if you got into this to make money, you made a horrible decision.
Food or media?
Yeah, both. Yeah, both. Right. I'm thinking food specifically, but even
sure.
like you combine the two of those, and it's like, man, like, but also that's what I love about it too, right? It's a passion filled industry. It's people that are like, they're not just doing this to make a quick buck.
Yep.
Right. If they did
so much passion.
Yeah, so much passion. So were you a foodie before? Like when you would go to places, would you like seek out good food places or like, yeah. Okay.
For sure. But we got to talk about what a foodie is.
What is a foodie? Yeah.
Cause we're thinking, so we don't have a motto. We don't have like a tagline.
Okay.
And I'm thinking about everybody's a foodie.
Yeah.
As the tagline.
Everybody's a foodie.
When I took over Tucson Foodie, somebody asked me like, how long have you been a foodie? I was like, I don't know, since I started eating food.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, so you write critical reviews? And I was like, no.
Yeah.
I don't have the vocabulary for that. And I just want to say good, positive things.
Yeah.
They're like, well, then you're not a foodie. So their definition of foodie was like a food critic.
Yeah. Food snobs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm not that. I just love stuff. I like almost everything.
Yeah.
I want to support local. I want to support people who have passion about their food and their projects. And I got into this for kind of the local economic development reason.
Yeah.
It really helps a lot of businesses and it's important to the culture of Tucson. So there's that aspect. But yeah, to answer your question, when I travel, it's all about food, man.
Yeah, me too.
100%.
Yeah.
Like I travel all my stuff around the food. I plan my agenda around the food. That's what it's about.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have Google Maps set for like, oh, I'm going to St. Louis. I got 12 places that,
yeah, dude. I'm calling my friends who've been there. Where'd you go? What was the good restaurant? I'm starring my restaurant. So when I get there, I'm like, oh, this site you can see is near this restaurant. So we'll go there.
Yeah, exactly. Well, how close is that museum to a good restaurant? Let's take a look at that. Yeah. Well, so for me, it used to be craft beer. So that was my kind of, I grew up in my small town. My grandma owned our restaurant, small town restaurant.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. It was cool to kind of grow up around that. And, I've been into, I've loved, my friends always joke, my friends and family from back home, they're like, because I kind of started this journey at like age 38. Like, why did it take you almost 40 years to realize you were meant to eat for a living? They're like, we've known that your whole life. But so it was craft beer for a while. And when I would go to a different city, I'm like, all right, what are the 3, 4, 5 best breweries to go to? Right. And then I quit drinking last February.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
We got to talk about why.
Yeah. I mean, dude, it was, multiple reasons, right? Like it just kind of felt like I'd hit a ceiling of my potential, or not my potential, but like my abilities and my, getting older. I'm 40. I just turned 47 a couple of days ago.
Oh, happy birthday.
Thanks, man. Yeah. And so I was like, man, we've got all these opportunities, but I'm exhausted. I'm at decision fatigue. I'm like all these, and I'm like, I have hit my ceiling, right? I'm like, but I know I haven't, right? I hit the ceiling in my current state. Right. So I'm like, what can I make some changes in my life that will help me to kind of break through that and elevate myself? Yeah.
And alcohol was one of them, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. It was a big one. I mean, because I looked at all the other things that it affected and, getting momentum going, have a few drinks on the weekend and Monday comes around. I'm like,
I feel like slushy.
Yeah.
Sloggy.
Yeah. Wednesday comes around and I'm like, okay, all right, I'm feeling a little bit better. Thursday comes around. I'm like, oh, it's Thursday night football. I'm gonna have a beer, and it just continued. So it was never really bad. I mean, there were a few times where I'm like, dang, like, holy shit, like maybe I should have been my side, but it wasn't. But then, my wife and I just both decided, like, let's try this out. Let's see what it'll be like. And I was sick for 2 weeks, like just had the flu. So I'm like, all right, I got a head start. Let's try for a month. And then I hit a month and I'm like, dude, I'm feeling great. Implementing different things in my life that I've always wanted to do, meditation, journaling, all of these things that I know will help me get to where I want to go.
Amazing.
And that momentum just started building. And now I feel better, dude. Like,
awesome. Congratulations.
Yeah,
that's a big
thanks,
fucking deal, man.
I appreciate that. But yeah, so now, but people are like, oh, did you lose a bunch of weight? I'm like, no, because I started eating cheesecake and milkshakes, right? So now when I go to new cities, I'm like, all right, where's the best milkshakes? Where's the best cheesecake?
Man, you just swapped one drug with another.
For sure. A worse one, arguably. Right?
Sugar and alcohol. I don't know, both probably two of the worst drugs in the world, I'd say. Yeah,
for sure. And both most readily available. But anyway, so you've been into food, and I like, dude, in our conversations that we've had, I mean, I know we kind of joked, we've only met each other in person a couple of times. We've had a few conversations on the phone, and dude, I just feel the connection there. I really do. I
don't feel it. No, I'm just kidding.
All right, well, give me 27 more minutes. We'll get there. But your thoughtfulness and things, right? So for you to talk about like, what is a foodie? I like that because no one ever asked that question, right? Like, because there's a full spectrum of what people consider to be a foodie,
sure.
But you're an enthusiast of food and the community and the stories, which that's me too, right?
Yeah, I see that in you. You're a community builder.
Yeah,
I want to celebrate cool stuff.
Yeah,
show people where the good stuff is so they can have that experience. And then bring people together. And that's what you're doing up in Phoenix.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. That's what you're doing here in Tucson. And it's like, the whole critic thing and reviews and rating. This is a 9.25. I'm like, first of all, I want to see your rating scale. Like, where'd you come up with a 9.24? Like, how do you come up with that?
And it's all subjective stuff. So
it is for sure. And one thing I love about what you guys do is there's a lot of focus on the story, right? And that's what, to me, I think that's what makes the difference is, food is, like you said, it's very subjective, right? And how do you compare, like, how do you say this place is better than this place? And, I have no interest
I don't
want
to do comparisons.
Yeah, no. I don't either. But I want to hear your story. Like, I want to hear the story. And I want to tell people, oh, man, this guy uses this flour, which was like this grain that was, went dormant for hundreds of years. And now they're bringing it, that shit that gets
cool stuff.
Your eyes, dude. Like,
that's so cool. That stuff is so cool.
For sure.
And for so many reasons.
Yeah.
The history, the culture, the local economy, building resilience in the local economy.
Yeah.
And just keeping the money in the economy. When you're buying for your example, wheat from some local farmer. Money goes straight to them. They're able to use regenerative practices, which, typically cost more money at the beginning, especially.
Yeah.
And when you eat that stuff locally, there's I don't know, it's just more meaningful to me.
For sure.
And I mean, across the board, there's lower impact on the environment. I mean, there's actually no reason not to, except for, I don't know, maybe it costs a little bit more money.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Not always though.
For sure. Yeah. In the short term. Yeah, no, I'm with you, man. It was okay. So when you moved to Tucson, and you kind of, you started following Tucson Foodie, did you realize like the depth of food here in Tucson, like the city of gastronomy? And
At
like
some
the
point
history?
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah. It helped when I kind of finally read why we got that designation with UNESCO.
Okay.
There's like 7 or 8 reasons or like things that UNESCO looks at to score you on. And we got high rankings in several of them, but one of them was how our chefs collaborate with each other.
Okay. Yeah.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's something I had already picked up on.
Yeah.
Because in other cities that I've lived, like Seattle, New York, it's very competitive.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's sort of like, oh, you have a restaurant too? Fuck you. It's
Yeah.
like, all right,
Yeah.
you're my competition. Here, it's like, dude, that's awesome. Let's collaborate. Why don't you come in and take over my kitchen for a day? Look at this new menu. What do you have any feedback for me?
Yeah.
Let's get together and pool our funds and start buying from this local farmer to help them succeed. That's the kind of stuff makes the hair on my arm stand up.
It literally is.
As I'm
Right?
talking
That
about
was
it.
impressive.
There's so much collaboration here, and it's deep. And every time we talk to a new restaurant owner, like, how'd you get started? You'll say, oh man, well, Elefante came down and helped me design my kitchen. And Chef Travis Peters mentored me and helped me avoid some mistakes. And it's every restaurant's like coming together. It's like a barn raising.
Yeah.
Back to the Amish thing.
For sure. Yeah.
So it's really cool. It's cool to see that. And I love to see a lot of collaborations on the menu.
Yeah.
A lot of restaurants here focused on sourcing locally. You see a lot of purveyors that are local, but then you see items designed by chefs at other restaurants on menus, or cocktails and pop-ups and stuff like that. And people in Tucson love that. I think people in Tucson, I might be wrong, but I think that they like to support local more than your average person in another city.
Yeah. It's a very dedicated and very loyal community down here, right? Both on the industry side and on the consumer side, which is cool, right?
Yeah.
And there's Phoenix is such a big city, and there's such a range of everything from French to, not saying that Tucson doesn't have this, but it just feels like Tucson has more of a defined personality as far as like what the food is, right? Like using like what has been here for a long time and what is like locally grown and sourced, I guess you could say.
Yeah, I think maybe it's a little denser.
Sure. Yeah.
But there's so much good food in Phoenix, and it's massive.
Yeah.
It's hard to compare the two.
We're not.
I think that's part of the problem. I think people in Phoenix compare Phoenix to Tucson.
Really?
And it's like, just stop. Like, it's a whole different experience. It's a totally different vibe. Both have their strengths and weaknesses.
For sure.
Just learn to love both.
Love them all.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Well, so what are the other things that they consider? So there's a collaboration of the community. What other things does UNESCO look
Well, you're
at?
quizzing me. I'm not going to remember them all, but
we said 7, right?
One of them has to do with the use of heritage ingredients.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of efforts locally in the agriculture side to bring some of those things back that have been lost. Like, for example, there's an effort right now to preserve this Tohono O'odham purple corn.
Okay.
That's more resilient to drought than really any other corn. And it's been grown here for over 2,000 years.
Yeah.
And it's got like a higher nutrient density. It's like an incredible superfood. And it was just kind of lost.
Okay.
But we're bringing that back. And so there's a lot of research and effort on arid desert landscaping and agriculture in that environment. So that's a big part of it. In fact, there's other cities like in countries like Qatar and, North Africa that are studying how we grow tepary beans, how we grow chiltepin, how we grow really anything in our climate, because they're facing droughts like they've never faced before. They're going to have to start figuring something out, do something different. So that's one of them. We do have an authentic cuisine that's kind of a requirement, and it's our Sonoran food.
Okay.
Doesn't quite make it up to Phoenix.
Yeah.
But the Sonoran Desert region, which goes down into Mexico, we do have an authentic type of cuisine. And in my opinion, it's kind of hard to find authentic Sonoran food here in Tucson.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people would maybe challenge me on that. But there's a few restaurants that say that they do authentic Sonoran food. And I get it. But I don't think anybody's really like going all in on it, because I still have yet to like go to a place and it's like, this is Sonoran food, like an entire meal designed around it.
Yeah.
And then I can taste it and go, now I get it.
Yeah.
But there's a few things that define that. One of the tortillas, there are these like giant tortillas that are stretched over this rock dome and heated underneath. They are really delicious.
Yeah.
I just like to eat them with butter.
Sure.
They're fantastic.
That sounds great. So are you saying that like there are places that there's the intention there and there's the effort there, but you almost kind of have to bring in an Americanized aspect of it to make it.
A lot of them have.
approachable?
I guess what I'm saying is there's a lot of restaurants that have just typical Mexican food, and then they'll have like a few Sonoran dishes.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for like a all-in Sonoran restaurant.
Yeah.
You know?
Nice. Is there anything like that in Phoenix?
There might be. I
Yeah.
think actually, it's ringing a bell. I think there's a spot up there that focuses on Sonoran food.
It's not Bacanora, is it? Chef Renee. Yeah. I don't know. I think we're going to have to go on a hunt. You
Okay.
and I. Let's
Yeah.
go find some real Sonoran food.
A couple of white guys
Yeah.
hunting for that Sonoran food.
I know, exactly.
Let's
Just
do
what
it.
the world needs, right?
Yeah, people want to hear that.
All right. So we'll fast forward again a little bit to you reaching out to Adam. Was it Adam? Yeah.
Yeah.
And I met Adam, man, I think it was probably 2019, 2020, somewhere in that time frame. Cool guy. Yeah, cool guy. And I feel, you know, it's a tough industry, right? Media and food, sort of kind of find your way through it and then think that you found something. And then COVID's like, nah, sorry about that.
Stuff.
Yeah. So you come in and, you know, speak to this as much as you want, but the conversations that you and I had, like just your way of thinking about things and different avenues of revenue to keep things going, you know, without giving away the secrets, like how did you do that?
Sure.
Right.
Well, the thing I had to my advantage was the audience and the brand, right?
That was
hundreds of thousands of people coming to the website every month.
Yeah.
I think at the time there was an Instagram account with like 50, 60,000 followers. So it was there, right? The audience was there. So, you know, like I said earlier, I've started 5 companies, 5 or 6, but it's always from zero.
Okay.
Highly recommend buying a company if you can get a good deal.
Yeah.
Way easier than starting from zero.
Sure.
So I had that to my advantage. But in that like 3-second time period where Adam said, why don't you buy it? And then I went, yes. I thought of like 10 revenue streams.
Yeah.
A big one was a club. You know, I thought there are so many people that come to this website every month that love food. Don't you think some of them would want to meet each other and hang out and maybe experience new restaurants?
Yeah.
So I just went looking at what other media companies in other cities were doing, and I just copycatted a club.
Yeah.
And I threw a few components together. But we built a club, and this is our primary revenue stream. It's like 55% of our revenue right now. We've got 1,400 people paying us $20 a month. So really good, recurring, predictable income.
Yeah.
And that was important to me to have recurring, predictable income.
Sure.
It comes in every day, a little bit at a time, and I can use that to cover our, you know, overhead and our staff. And it also allowed me to make our content free. So the content wasn't free on Tucson Foodie. There was a paywall.
Okay.
And I hated that paywall so much, right? I hate all paywalls.
Yeah.
And paywalls are like, they're popping up everywhere, man. Hardly any news websites anymore don't have a paywall.
Like, oh, that looks like a good article. Click. Dang it.
The Arizona Daily Star, I can't read anything locally without paying.
Yeah.
I hate it. For me, it's like, oh, welcome to the website. Just like a finger right in your face.
Yeah.
So I took the paywall down and launched the club. And so all of our content's free, which meant our readership skyrocketed.
Sure.
And our Instagram blew up. And our audience like doubled. just because we took the content or the paywall down.
Yeah.
And then I built a club. And I just went and talked to as many people as I could about their dining habits and what they're missing, what they're looking for. And I built a club around the feedback I got. And it's pretty simple. They said they wanted to explore more restaurants and get out of their typical routine where they go to the same 4 or 5 restaurants.
Yeah.
And then they wanted to have unique experiences. So we built a club where they get gift cards to local restaurants, straight up gift cards, 10, 20, $40. And we've lined up over $6,000 in gift cards at over 100 local restaurants that members get when they join.
Yeah.
So it's an incredible deal and encourages you to go try new restaurants all over town. And for the restaurants, guaranteed foot traffic in the door, right?
Sure.
It's one of the most effective marketing methods for a restaurant is getting people to taste your food.
Yeah.
Right. So get them in the door, give them a little bit of a deal. They taste the food, they bring friends, they come back, they buy alcohol, they spend more money. So we just hustled 100 restaurants to join up, and we just asked them to give gift cards to our members, and we don't charge the restaurants to be a part of the club.
Yeah.
So it's just foot traffic. And then all of our content's free. So it's kind of a way to subsidize Tucson Foodie, which is just like machine that just beats the drum about local restaurants, local food, tells the stories of local, and through its content, not just through the club, but through its content, sends thousands of people into the doors of local restaurants.
Yeah.
And then we do experiences for our members too. So we do a dinner every month. We take over a restaurant. We ask the chef to prepare experimental dishes that he's thinking, or he or she is thinking about putting on future menus.
Yeah.
And we do a mixer every month, which is really casual, some free food and drinks. Members just meet each other. Yeah. That's the club, man.
I like that, man. Simple, right? Like it's very straightforward.
Yeah.
I like it's that getting people in today's age, getting people to move like in the real world.
Yeah.
Right. Not just like, oh, here's a Facebook group. Cool. Yeah. That place sucks,
Right. No.
But like the people coming out, and like you said, like that's the gem for these restaurants, is like, just get them in our door.
Yep.
We'll take it from there.
Yep.
Right. We just want have them come and we'll impress them. So
exactly.
Yeah, that's great. And they love that too.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, oh shit. Yeah, dude, we'll give some free gift cards. I just gave a $10 gift card to this guy who had a crappy Yelp review. Right. So I'd be happy to give some good gift cards to some people that are going to appreciate it. And, so I think that's a pretty reasonable ask on your part to get them involved with that. Yeah.
And then it was important to me to diversify our revenue streams, because watching the lesson from Adam, right?
Yeah.
He had one main revenue stream and it went to 0 overnight.
Yeah.
So I was like, we have to have like 5 revenue streams.
Yeah.
And we do. One of them is festivals. We got into the festival game. I actually ended up acquiring a couple of festivals that were already running here.
Okay.
And then we launched some new concepts. And again, I'm not really doing anything original here. I just looked at what other cities were doing. The vegan social in Phoenix was an inspiration.
Okay. Yeah.
My Hannah Hernandez, who runs our Instagram, who's done an incredible job, is totally vegan. And so we launched a vegan night market down here.
Yeah.
And it's getting 3,000 to 5,000 people every time. We do it 4 times a year.
Yeah.
So we run about 20 large festivals. So that's about 40% of our revenue stream right now, revenue right now. And then because our page views got so high, we qualified to be represented by the same ad agency that Eater works with.
Okay. Yeah.
And so they inject ads on our website, and they send us a nice little check for like $4,000 a month.
Nice.
Which, that really helps.
That does
Pays
help.
for a nice lion's share of my editor's salary. And
yeah.
And then we do some small events that make a little bit of money here and there.
Yeah.
And then we've got some strategic partners that we just give them like a basket of advertising on the website, sponsorships from events. We've got like 10 of those. Think of us a check every month.
Yeah.
So a few different revenue streams here and there.
I like it, man. I've learned a ton from you, dude. Like those conversations we've had, I hope I provide the same value back to you, even if it's just maybe with a smile or whatever. But yeah, dude, it's your insightfulness in this, with that entrepreneurial background and that experience, right? And like you said, like, getting something that's already got some traction and some audience and stuff. That's I'll do that next time too.
Well, I'd make it sound easy, man, but it was really hard. I didn't.
Sure. Yeah.
I ended up like, first year and a half in, putting all my savings into it, over hiring, trying to get into video in a big way. There was 10 projects I didn't even mention that I thought were going to be new revenue streams that just crashed.
Yeah.
I had to get a loan. It was high interest, had to lay people off, had to like figure out my personal problems because I was like, avoiding confrontation. Like there was so much. It was really, really hard. 3 years in, finally profitable, paid our debt off. And I think now we might start innovating again, but now with like a really solid foundation. Yeah.
I like that. Let's get into that in a second here.
A quick reminder to head to atasteofaz.com and get your tickets to our upcoming Food and Drink Festival on January 31st. Subscribe to our email newsletter and our magazine. Now let's get right back into the episode.
All right. So innovation is the next topic, right? Like, is that what? Yeah. New things that you're going to be adding into
there's so many
the mix.
I mean, you probably feel this way. There's so many directions you could go.
That's the problem sometimes, right? Right. Yeah.
You're probably your taste of AZ, so you're thinking more and more statewide.
Correct. Yeah.
Right. And then there's always the vision. Oh, maybe a couple of years down the road, we could be Taste of California. We could be Taste of New Mexico.
Yeah.
Right? We could be Taste of the world.
For sure.
We could do that. We could expand to another city. I'm seriously considering it.
Yeah.
Not sure which city.
Okay.
Maybe Phoenix.
Yeah.
Phoenix is weird. Right. It's fifth largest city in the country. It's way bigger and different than Tucson. So I'm tempted to like find a city that's about the size of Tucson and see if we can pop up there.
Yeah. Is that Flagstaff?
I don't know. Maybe like Santa Fe or
I see. Even outside Arizona,
or Chattanooga or something like that.
Nice.
It's a little tighter.
Youngstown, Ohio.
Youngstown, Ohio. Great food scene. Huge foodie town.
It is, yeah. And they love pizza. Actually, there's a lot of food there. Like there's a lot of international food, right? Because it was a steel city, so all of the people came from
that's interesting.
Greece, Italy, all these places. So there's a lot of like ethnic food, like I guess if you consider Greek and all, is that ethnic food?
I don't know. Can you even say the word ethnic anymore? I don't know
if I can. Yeah. All right.
Maybe that's the right word to say.
Yeah. But so all right. So what are some of the things that you want to do with Tucson Foodie? Like what's in that dream file?
Well, I want to figure out long form storytelling again. Okay. I appreciate that you admire our storytelling, but we've slowly stepped away from long form, and it's just because of the numbers. People aren't reading our long form stories on the website. We're doing like some medium form stuff that I like. But I really wanted to do long form storytelling, and I dove deep on that and hired some of the best writers in town. And it was the most expensive content to create, and it got the least number of views.
Interesting. Yeah.
And that sucks.
Yeah.
Because there's so many great stories to tell. So maybe we need to tell it through video. Maybe we need to do something to change the reading experience on the website for long form content. I'm not sure, but I'd like to figure that out and try some stuff. I'm not going to go near print. I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
I'm going to let you do that.
Yeah.
You come here, you can do Taste of AZ here in print, and then we can partner, and I won't compete with you on print.
But, all right. Deal.
Although I do really miss Edible Baja. That was an incredible magazine down here.
Yeah. How long has that been gone?
Edible Baja? Oof. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah.
8 years.
Okay. Yeah.
Beautiful publication. Just couldn't figure out the economic model.
Yeah. It's a tough one.
Because it's hard.
It's tough. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
where I was gonna say that's where multiple streams of revenue can help to kind of mitigate that. Right. Like, all right, if we're a little bit low, lose a little bit on this issue, well, we made this much on this event or whatever.
Exactly.
But still I feel like there's a lot of potential there for what we've built and what we're I feel like there's a lot of potential there, but it's a pain.
You could launch a food hall.
Yeah.
That company in New York, I'm forgetting the name. There's a publication, Time Out New York.
Okay.
They opened a food hall. So this is a media company, no print, just digital. They opened a food hall, and there's like 3 levels. There's games on one level. I think there's a bowling alley, and then they've got like anchor tenants, and then they've got like little booths where you can rent for like a month or two to helping new entrepreneurs or new restaurateurs get started.
Yeah.
And it's wildly successful. It's in Brooklyn. They're killing it.
Interesting.
So that's a direction you could go.
Yeah, dude, I'm writing all these ideas down.
Or you could go into other verticals too. Like we've already done that. We launched Tucson Doobie, which you mentioned earlier, which is like, let's take this whole foodie model and drop it in the cannabis industry.
Yeah.
And it totally worked. And we've got 400 or 500 members in the Doobie Club.
Okay.
We've got like 30 or 40 dispensaries and cannabis brands on board as partners, and we're starting to do content. And that we might actually take Tucson Doobie to another city before we take Tucson Foodie to another city.
Interesting. Yeah.
But I'd like to get into wellness. I'd like to take the whole foodie model and drop it into the wellness space.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah. That's interesting, right? Because as when I came into this whole thing, I didn't envision myself as a entrepreneur, as a business person. I was a creative who found a business partner who's really good at business, right? Over the last couple of years, I've gotten really into like the business side of shit, right? So I'm like, man, this is actually pretty interesting, right? And listening to podcasts, there's a podcast called Founders, which I really like. I don't know if you ever listened to that one, but the dude's like, he's hard to follow because it's just like your buddy who is very hyper, who knows a lot about Henry Ford or, John D. Rockefeller, and he's just telling you stories. And so you got a lot of podcasts I can speed up. His I have to kind of slow down sometimes because
cool.
I don't even remember where I was going with this, but
no, it's interesting to hear the stories of different founders. And you're talking about how you're getting more into the business side. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
Because you're running a business.
For sure. I know. My wife is very glad to hear that too.
I'm glad you found a partner that really enjoys that side. That's great. The creative and the business together.
Yeah. And he's taught me a lot, and I've been open to it. I think that's the big key to it. But
I think not doing that is the peril of most business owners, including restaurant owners.
Like, this is what I want to do.
They bring that creativity in, all their friends and family, you make great food. You should have a restaurant. And they're like, all right, let's do this. And they take if you build it, they will come mentality.
Yeah.
And they do cook great food, but they miss the mark on, service, or they miss the mark on atmosphere. Or the biggest thing is they never do any marketing.
That's a big one.
Yeah. And they fail within a year.
Yeah.
I think 80% fail within 3 years.
Yeah.
And it's such a shame because it's good food.
Yeah.
And great people. And they're employing people locally. And they probably took out a loan with a personal guarantee on it.
Yeah.
And then they probably signed a long-term lease and they're just screwed.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you're thinking about the business side of it. And everybody needs to. If you're going to start a business, it's got to have a sustainable revenue model.
For sure.
Yeah.
Dude, I think, if you build it, they will come. Horrible advice, I think. Yeah. Right? Was it Ray Liotta? Was that Ray? No, that was what was that movie? Not 8 Men Out. Was
not Angels in the Outfield.
Yeah, that's good. That
Field of Dreams.
Field of Dreams. Yeah. All right. Like in that aspect, that was relevant. But like in business, like if you build it, they're not going to come. Right?
No. Especially in Tucson, there's over 400 local restaurants people could go spend their money at.
Yeah.
So you open another one there, people won't even know about it.
For sure.
Unless we write a great story about it.
Yeah.
But you still got to remember and go and support it.
Yep.
Yeah. And if you're a restaurant, you got to get your name out there.
How do you have those because you seem like a dude who can have like a open and kind of a hard conversation with people where like, do you ever talk with restaurant owners and like, dude, you got to market?
I try.
Yeah. How do you advise these people on?
I try not to advise too much.
Yeah.
Because I've never run a restaurant.
Sure.
I've run companies, but never in the food space. So do I have the credibility? Maybe not, right?
Yeah.
I try to connect mostly. So when I hear about somebody opening a new restaurant, I try to meet with them and I try to hear their whole story and ask some questions. And if I see, I think they're missing something or that they need to put more attention over here, rather than advise, I connect. Okay. I'm like, you know what? I think you need to meet Travis Peters because he's got an incredible opportunity he's really good at putting himself out there. And I think you're going to need to do that as chef because this is a chef-led restaurant and in Tucson, people want to know who you are. And it sounds like you're not thinking about that piece. So there's 3 chefs in town that are really good at that. Let me connect you. You should go look at their stuff, see what they're doing. That's how I like to do that.
Yeah.
And there's some other resources in town that have more credibility on like how to run a business, the financial side. I connect.
Sure.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that too. Right. Because you could be like, oh, well, here's what you could do. And they're like, you never own it.
Who's this guy? Doesn't know anything.
Yeah.
I've tried that. And it usually fails.
Sure. Yeah.
They're overwhelmed. They got so much stuff going on. And I'm like, you got to do marketing. And they're like, oh, yeah. And it's like, all right, well, I'll just do some free stories for you because that's how we operate. And we'll get some foot traffic in the door.
Yeah.
And then 3 months later, they get a big jump and then it starts to go down. I'm like, hey, have you figured out your marketing yet?
Yeah.
And I've noticed you haven't done anything on Instagram. So everybody under the age of 40 thinks you're closed.
Yeah. Right.
They're not going to Google Maps. They're not going,
For sure.
So can we get some minimum social media going? Let me connect you with this.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Right. Because then it's, I like that. So you brought up Travis, right? Where's he? Because I know he was at
The Parish
for a long time. Then he went with the Serial Grillers guy.
He's kind of figuring out his journey right now. So he had the Parish, and then he opened the Delta, which was like a New Orleans style restaurant here. That closed. The Parish kept going, but they bought him out.
Okay.
And then he joined the Serial Grillers guys, which was also Transplant Pizza, right? And I think that was always meant to be, you should get him on the show. That was always meant to be like a temporary consulting thing because they needed some help. So I think he helped them in some way. Last time I saw him, he was down at Forbes Meat Company.
Oh, yeah.
Have you heard of that place?
I have, yeah. We featured them maybe about a year ago. I might hit that place up today.
Yeah, you should. They're having some incredible success.
Yeah.
Best butcher in town.
Yeah.
No doubt. But they've also got a full service restaurant in there. And it's so successful, they're taking over the space next door pretty soon. They're going to expand their dining room.
Yeah.
But yeah, incredible focus on high quality meats. So I walked in there and he was in there. He was in there cooking and helping out. That's where he's at right now. I don't know what he's going to do next.
Yeah. I've talked to him a few times. We're going to do a podcast with him at the Parish. And like, it sounds like excuses, but getting down here is sometimes really difficult for us. But I just need to make it a priority, man. I need to make. We got family down here, so going to a concert tonight, going to see Brett Cobb.
Nice. Are you going to stay at the Hotel Congress or the AC?
No, it's staying at
McCoy.
McCoy.
Cool.
Yeah, you recommended the McCoy.
It's very Tucson.
Yeah. I was down for that, and I was thinking Congress, and then you're like, it gets kind of loud, and I'm 47. I'm over the loud sleep.
I got you.
You knew. Like, all right, this guy needs he needs
after the concert. You're gonna be like, oh, that was great. Let's go to bed.
Yeah, for sure. I might even leave early to beat the crowd. We're like, oh, don't you want to see the encore? I'm like, I would rather not drive in the.
That's a great opportunity to get the hell out of here.
Yeah. But no, man, I love what's going on down here. I want to. We've got a really great writer, a photographer here, Isaac Stockton.
Isaac's the best.
Yeah,
Love
Isaac's awesome, man. He's I'll get calls from him once in a while, and he's like, dude, all right. So, and he's like really happy. I'm like, oh shit, like what's going on? And
That's Isaac.
He's like, I might run out of magazines if you want to get a couple. I'm like, oh, dude, man, you had me stressed out. I thought this was something, but I love his excitement and the places that he covers. Dude, I'm like Tucson Foodie, like when you first found it, I'm a consumer and a fan of A Taste of AZ, right? Like people ask me, like I'm delivering magazines, like, oh, dude, how is Latha? I'm like, I've never been there. Like we had a writer who wrote about it, and then someone took the photos. So,
I get that all the time.
Yeah. So you probably have your own list of places that you want to go to based off of your own company's recommendations.
Yep, I do. I have a big list right now. And some of them are institutions that have been around for 60 years.
Yeah.
And I still haven't made it there. When I took over, I made this silly promise to myself. I'm going to go shake the hand of every restaurant owner in town. And then I made a list. There was over 600 locally owned restaurants, and that doesn't include food trucks.
Yeah.
And we have like the second highest density of food trucks in the country, next to LA.
Dang.
It's a huge food truck scene.
Yeah.
So it's over 1,000. And I was like, well, that would have to be one every day for 3.5 years. Nope. I can't.
Right.
Because some of them are going to be closed down by the time I get there.
For sure.
There's so much turnover.
Yeah.
So that's impossible.
And how do you, right? Like we do that with magazine distribution sometimes. I'm like, all right, on the map, here, and here. Mm-hmm. Oh shit, they're not open on Tuesday. Oh dang, they're only open for dinner.
Mm-hmm.
They close at 2, right? So you could have this perfect, line, but then it's, but you're making a huge impact. I've loved to see the growth of Tucson Foodie since you've taken over, and nothing against Adam, but to see what you've done with it, it's very impressive.
It's just a different energy.
Yeah.
And he took it into an incredible length,
Yeah.
Great brand, well respected, huge audience.
For sure. Yeah. Podcast possibly in the future?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. All right.
We'll see.
I like it, man.
Might need your help on that.
I'd be happy to help, man. I've been talking for years. I worked at University of Phoenix before I started all of this, and Hated it. I was there for 10 years. Should have been there for about 5. But when I started doing podcast interviews, I actually started with a music podcast and was interviewing a musician. And my friend was my co-host. And we did it all remotely. This is in 2016. We actually used Skype back in the day. Yeah. Is Skype still around even?
I don't know.
I would think so.
Probably.
But I realized I was like, I have a knack for interviewing because of all of these conversations with students I've had about, hey, finish your degree and, trying to find their motivation. So as you can see, I could just keep talking, man.
Well, let's keep talking.
Yeah.
We're not out of time yet, are we?
No, we're good, man. We still got plenty of time. Well, we're going to go check out, where we're going to go check Augustine.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to go check that out. We're going to try out a new episode style that I want to get into because we never eat on the show. And it's not that it's bad, but it's always about the story of the place or the person. We're going to talk about the food. So
Great.
I don't know. They're making something around here.
I can smell it. The kitchen's on.
Yeah.
The food here is so good.
Here then as well.
I don't think we're going to eat here. I'm going to take it down to Augusta Kitchen.
All right, cool. Yeah. That sounds good. So, what else do you, besides food, like what do you do in Tucson? Like what do you like to do?
I like to go on hikes.
Okay.
I like to find bodies of water and jump in them.
Okay. Yeah. Nice.
Right around the time that but I mentioned I was like a year and a half into foodie and I got really burned out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was overspending and everything.
Yeah.
I did some drastic things to kind of knock myself out of those bad patterns because I knew the problems, but I wasn't taking the action.
Okay.
Right. I knew my payroll was too high. I knew I wasn't focused on membership growth. I was saying yes to everything. And I was like, dude, what's your problem?
Yeah.
Like you're going to run the whole business into the ground and you're going to lose everybody and everything,
Yeah.
So I did a hero's journey of psychedelic mushrooms.
Okay.
and then I also started doing contrast therapy. So hot and cold.
Okay.
So like, steam sauna and then jumping into a cold plunge.
Yeah.
And it really worked for me.
Okay.
Like my anxiety melts after I do like 3 rounds of hot cold.
Yeah.
And so I'm really into that.
Okay. Yeah.
It just like clears my mind out. And there's, I know we're in the middle of a desert, but all year round there are little bodies of water you can find. Some times of the year better than others, but I just love to go hiking and jump in some water and look at nature. I mean, this place is incredible. You get wrapped up behind the computer screen all day. And I do that for too many days in a row. You just feel,
Yep.
So I get out, I move my body, and I go into nature and I just look around. Tucson is so beautiful.
Yeah.
It's a unique ecosystem down here.
For sure.
It's like 80% of the stuff that grows here is either edible or medicinal.
Wow.
It's one of the highest rates in the world. It's higher than the Amazon rainforest. Like, it's incredible.
Yeah.
Creosote, for example, which I brought you as a gift today, is nicknamed the medicine cabinet of nature. It's like antifungal, antimicrobial. You can make a salve out of it and put it on mosquito bites. It like stops itching immediately. You can make a tincture out of it, swish around in your mouth if you have like sores in your mouth, and it will just heal that stuff right up. You've eaten it. You mentioned in some desserts and stuff.
Yep.
It's incredibly resilient, amazing plant. And so is almost everything around here. So I like to learn about what's around here, which helps with my job actually.
Sure. Yeah.
But it's just it's breathtaking too. Like Mount Lemmon is amazing. We have this giant mountain right next to us.
Yeah.
It takes us 45 minutes to get to the top. It's huge. There's limitless trails up there. It's an incredible asset for Tucson. And I've got a daughter. She's 11.
Nice.
So I try to hang out with her as much as possible.
Yeah. That's awesome. I got 2 daughters, 12 and 14. They're great, man.
Nice. Mine's 11. Right in the middle.
Yeah, right there. Yeah. Kids are great, man. I'm having 2 daughters. You see in my eyes like, they're great.
Kids
but
are
they're
great.
Also, I think so. Right. Yeah.
Love you, sweetie.
Yeah. Oh, this weekend it was my 12-year-old's. She just turned 12. She was 11, turned 12. We actually share a birthday.
I was about to say your birthdays are right next to each other.
Yeah. We both have November 9th, same birthday. Yeah.
Whoa.
She was born on my 35th birthday. Yeah. So this year for my birthday, she had 3 friends over and they had a sleepover. So I had 4 12-year-old girls. And then my wife's cousin brought her 3 kids who are all under 3. It's chaos.
Wow.
But I liked it, right? Because, as you're getting older and the girls are, my girls are getting more chill and just, just much easier. Sometimes shit gets boring. So like, I need something like that to get me out of my mix. But creosote. You told me too. I don't think you've said this since we started recording, but you said put this in the shower.
Yeah. So this is a creosote releases I can't remember the name. It's a chemical when it gets wet.
Yeah.
And it smells like rain. Like it's the smell of rain.
Yeah.
And almost everybody in the world, there's like this chemical in rain. You can smell a little bit right now. We should throw some water on it. Is there a little bit of water left in your cup?
Yeah.
So I brought you this bundle because I want you to tie it to your shower head and
there it is,
throw a
right
little
there.
water on it.
Yeah.
Smush it up, smell it. But yeah, put it in your shower and then get it wet and then just breathe that creosote in. It's incredible.
I like that.
Smells like rain. It smells so good.
And I think if I read correctly, like those shrubs, it's a shrub or a bush, right?
Yeah.
They can live to be like thousands of years old.
Creosote?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. I mean, I think I read this right. Like, but some of the bushes are like 11,000 years old.
I know that
I know
they
it
can
sounds
connect
ridiculous.
under the ground and they're really like the same plant. They're like two here and they're like really just one
like
plant.
a web of them or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna, if you're listening, confirm that for me because I'm gonna confirm afterwards too. But yeah,
Cool.
I had this book. I think it was like just all about Arizona. And dude, I'm all over the place. I'll start a book and then I'll start another one, and I'm like, oh shit, yeah, I was reading this one. But I'm pretty sure I read that those things can get to be like 10, 11,000 years old. So it could be some creosote shrubs that you see have been there for like a long time. I could be completely wrong.
That's
too.
amazing.
I could be butchering that fact, but right now that's true.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm harvesting creosote from the same bush that somebody 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 years ago before America was harvesting
For sure.
and using it on their wounds and stuff.
They had it in their showers, right?
Yeah.
You know? Well, Shane, dude, thanks for coming on, man. I mean, I think that I can just talk with you all day, man, but let's go eat.
Let's go eat.
Eat a little bit of food. But okay, so how do people find you? What's the website, Instagram, all that stuff?
At tucsonfoodie.com, and on Instagram it's Tucson Foodie.
Yeah.
Facebook Tucson Foodie. It's just Tucson Foodie everywhere.
Tucson Doobie too.
And Tucson Doobie. Yep,
Yeah.
tucsondoobie.com. We don't actually have a website for that. That'll just prompt you to download our mobile app.
Okay.
So yeah, if you want to check out the club, download the Tucson Foodie mobile app from the App Store. You can see all the stuff you get in there.
Yeah.
Join if you want to.
Beautiful, man. Thanks, buddy.
Thank you.
I appreciate you.
Thanks
man.
for having me on the show.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks for joining us today for a Taste of AZ podcast. We look forward to bringing you a new episode very soon here. But until then, don't forget to subscribe to our email newsletter, get tickets to our upcoming event, and get a copy of our magazine somewhere. See you next time.